Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for your daily live updates. Get the most out of today's episode by participating in the chat. Make sure you ask some questions, be part of the conversation, have a bit of fun, grab a coffee or a tea, take some notes, and get ready to start your day, folks. Quick few housekeeping rules, though. No spamming, no advertising or self-promotion in the chat. That's not on. Be kind and respectful to everyone when participating. And most of all, have a good time. Real estate investing can be your biggest asset. It also can be your most expensive asset when it comes to getting it right or getting it wrong, folks. It can be time-consuming, stressful, and that's why here at Positive, we have what's called a 6-star team, a full-service team that provides integrated wealth and property investing solutions and services simply designed to help you progress towards your goal of passive income through your property portfolio, folks. Make sure you check out our other podcasts on the Positive Mentor Network. Not only is there Wealth Coffee Chats, there's the Urban Property Investor. Drops every Wednesday with straight talking investing strategies and lessons with Sam Saggers. Property Investor Tales. This is where our clients, you guys, share real life stories from property investing, hosted by some of our advisors and strategists. And that's done every fortnight, dropping every Monday. Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks, that debriefs the week that was in the world of finance and property, hosted by yours truly, Jason Witten and Andy Fenton on Fridays. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chats. Marvellous Monday. Hope you're well, folks, wherever you are. If you think it's Get Rich Quick, you're in the wrong place. This is the wrong podcast. This is the wrong live for you. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. Hope you're all awesome and well.
Morning, everybody. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat, Finance Friday. And as always, let's start with a joke. Why did the woman put her money in her freezer? Because she wanted some cold, hard cash. I hope everybody is having a wonderful morning. It's really raining down hard here in Sydney, so I hope it's nice and sunny where you're joining me from today. Shout out to Kevin, always getting in and joining us from Florida. So, hi, Kevin. I actually had some really interesting news this week. I saw an email come into my inbox, and I saw some investment rates from a lender actually come down. And we're talking about variable rates, so not fixed rates. So over the last couple of weeks, I have been talking about a lot of the banks dropping their fixed rates, which is, a good indication that fixed rates are coming down. But this is the first time I've seen a lender drop their variable rates. Now, specifically, it's only for investment, P&I and interest only, but it is a rate drop outside of the RBA, which is actually quite rare. And the rate drop is actually between 0.15% and 0.35%. So a considerable drop in terms of a variable rate. So I'm really interested to see over the next coming weeks what maybe some of the major banks could potentially do. What I do know currently at this time is that most of the major banks are up to negotiate the existing rates. So if you get an opportunity, either check in with your broker or take a look online and see some of the rates that are available and reach out to your lenders, especially if they're a major lender, and get them to complete a rate review for you. On to some other news that's happened this week. Negative gearing has actually been in the news. Now, our federal treasurer, Jim Chalmers, let it slip in an interview that he has asked Treasury for modeling around negative gearing and its impact on housing supply. Does it mean that negative gearing could be removed? Who knows when it comes to politics? The Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, has stated that there currently is no plans to touch or change negative gearing. But of course, we know that nothing is set in stone when it comes to politics. In saying that, though, it will take a government, it will take a very brave government to consider scrapping negative gearing, considering there are 2.2 million property investors who also happen to be voters, and half of them have a negatively geared property or are actually using negatively geared property to leverage their lending. So be interesting to see what comes out of Treasury's modeling around negative gearing. Now, I actually wanted to follow up from last week, just a conversation in regards to the deposits, because there are actually some other options for being able to raise the deposit to purchase your property. One of the other ones that are available is the first home guarantee scheme. Now, this is a government scheme, and the government actually owns a portion of the property, you'd say, under this scheme. Now, the government guarantees up to 15% of the value of the property, which means you can come up with, so if you have the remaining 5%, then that covers 20% and avoids mortgage insurance. And you can get rates up to 80%. Now, the government is going to be part of the title during the loan until it gets to a point where you would be able to refinance it. And the 15% that the government's put in, you will be able to cover. Now, that could be from paying down the loan, or that could also be from the increase in value of the property, or a combination of both. Now, this scheme has some requirements, so reach out to your brokers, and they'll be able to let you know exactly what the requirements are, if you qualify, and which lenders you will be able to apply this through. The other option to save for deposit that's really interesting is a super account that will fast track your savings. What that means is that you can voluntarily contribute super up to $15,000 a year. Now, the great thing about this is that voluntary contribution is only taxed at 15%. So if it's structured correctly, you can put 15%. You can put 15,000 aside, only pay 15% on the money you put aside directly into your super fund. This is great because once it goes into super fund, you won't be able to actually touch it. When it gets to so you're getting taxed at a lower marginal rate. The money sits inside super, so you can't touch it. Once it gets to $50,000, you can then take that money out and use that to assist with the purchase of your property. So it's $50,000 per person. Now, if you and your partner do it, then that's $100,000 you can use for the deposit on a property, and that will accelerate how quickly you can save for a deposit, due to being able to only being required to pay the 15%. Now, it's been calculated that the national average for the time it takes to save the 20% deposit is currently at 5.6 years. And that's national average, right, for today's median house prices. Now, as we know, as the market goes along, house prices do increase, and also median house prices in different areas are obviously, there are areas where median house prices are going to be a lot higher, so the time to actually save that 20% actually is longer. And as it takes you longer to save for deposit, you may end up being required to save for a higher deposit because of the value of the property increasing. So my advice is talk to your brokers and have a conversation about how you can start saving for the deposit on a home. And with the understanding that most of the times it's actually better to get into the market sooner rather than trying to save the 20% so that you can avoid mortgage insurance, and then waiting to get into the market, because according to the median average, you could be waiting almost half a decade to get in, and that could get extended because of the house prices in the area you want to live increasing. So the rule of thumb is I would recommend creating a deposit plan that will enable you to get into the property market as soon as possible. And that would mean a 5% deposit plus stamp duty and some additional funds for mortgage insurance, which is about, let's just say 3%. So we'd be looking about 8% deposit. That's all for today. If you have any questions, drop us a comment and we'll get back to you. Like and subscribe to the video. I wish everybody a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to catching up with you next week. Bye.
Episode of Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing when we go live. Improve your portfolio and investing game, folks, with Wealth Coffee Chats live every morning at 8:10 each weekday. Make sure you join us. Previous episodes are also available wherever you get your podcasts, folks, as well as our other podcasts from the 6-Star team here at positivementor.com.au.